They were never supposed to be found. Deep beneath the red earth of Africa, buried under layers of stone, clay, and time itself, lay something no human eyes had seen in tens of thousands of years. Not bones, not pottery, not the crumbling ruins of a lost city, but machines, ancient and impossibly advanced. Machines older than any known civilization, older than the pyramids of Egypt, older than Sumeria, older than the first written word. And yet, they looked as if they had been built yesterday. Who built them, and why? Were they buried so deep, so far from the light of day? The story begins in the remote deserts of southern Africa, a land where winds carve the dunes into shapes older than memory, and where the earth hides secrets far beyond our understanding. In 2021, a team of geologists was surveying the region for mineral deposits. It was supposed to be routine work, drilling, mapping, cataloging. But at a depth of nearly 80 meters, their equipment struck something unexpected. It wasn't rock. It wasn't metal. At least not any metal we know. The drill bit shattered instantly. A dull, resonant hum echoed up through the shaft, a vibration that the crew swore they could feel in their bones. When they excavated further, they uncovered the first glimpse of what lay beneath. Smooth, curved surfaces, dark as obsidian, reflecting the desert sun with an unnatural sheen. One of the engineers whispered, This isn't from here." Over the next months, more of the structure was revealed. Massive interlocking panels of an unknown alloy, channels and conduits running through them like veins in a living body. And deep within, mechanisms, wheels, cogs, and circuits, all fused together in perfect harmony. The strangest part? Carbon dating of the surrounding soil placed the burial at over 50,000 years ago. That is tens of thousands of years before the first known human civilization. But what happened next shocked historians. When news of the discovery leaked to the public, the site was suddenly seized by military forces. Access was cut off. The geologists were sent home, under strict orders never to speak about what they had seen. The official explanation? An archaeological site of cultural significance. Nothing more. But locals told a different story. Some claimed they had heard the machines still humming deep underground. Others spoke of strange lights in the night sky, hovering over the dig site before vanishing into the darkness. Scientists who managed to analyze fragments of the alloy found something astonishing. Its molecular structure was unlike any natural metal, perfectly uniform, as if engineered at the atomic level. Where could such technology have come from? At a time when humanity was still crafting tools from stone. Some believe the machines are remnants of a lost, pre-human civilization, a race that vanished long before we walked the earth. Others whisper of visitors from the stars, leaving behind relics of their presence, buried in the sands to be forgotten. Ancient texts from across Africa speak of gods who came down in great chariots of fire, who taught early man the secrets of metal and stone, then disappeared as suddenly as they arrived. Could these machines be their handiwork? But there's another theory. But what happened next shocked historians. In the scorching deserts of southern Africa, a team of geologists was searching for rare mineral deposits. What they found instead was something no one could explain. Beneath layers of rock dating back over 2 billion years, strange metallic structures emerged, smooth, curved, and far too precise to be the work of chance. The dating was verified again and again. These machines, or what remained of them, were older than humanity itself, older than Homo sapiens, older even than the very civilizations we credit with the birth of technology. Pause. Voice drops lower. If humans didn't build them, then who did? The official narrative of human history tells us that technology began only a few thousand years ago. Yet these artifacts, buried in the heart of Africa, seem to mock that timeline. Carbon analysis and geological records placed them at an age so ancient it bordered on the impossible, 2 billion years. Some skeptics claimed it was a natural formation, but others, braver voices, suggested a darker possibility, that these were remnants of a civilization erased from history deliberately. One theory proposes that a race far more advanced than us walked the Earth long before recorded time. Some call them the Builders. Others refer to them as the Forgotten Engineers. But why would such a civilization vanish without a trace? And why hide their machines deep beneath the African crust, sealing them away as if guarding a deadly secret? Ancient tribal legends whisper of iron beasts that lived beneath the ground, machines that fed on the Earth's fire and vanished when the skies turned black. Were these just myths, or a fragmented memory of something real? When word of the discovery began to spread, photographs were mysteriously lost. Access to the dig site was quietly restricted, government reports classified, and those who spoke too much stopped speaking at all. The public explanation? A misinterpretation of geological anomalies. But the researchers who had seen the artifacts knew the truth. They were machines, and they were never meant to be found, until a discovery changed everything. Years after the initial discovery, a small group of independent researchers risked everything to revisit the site. What they uncovered was even stranger. Buried deeper, in a sealed chamber, they found inscriptions, not in any known human language, but carved with precision into the metal surfaces. The symbols were not random. They formed patterns, equations. Some matched advanced mathematics we only developed in the last century. Others remain uncrackable. One symbol repeated across multiple panels, a circle split by a jagged line, surrounded by 3 smaller orbs. Astrophysicists later recognized it as a near-perfect representation of a catastrophic stellar event, something that wouldn't occur naturally on Earth, but rather from the collapse of a distant star. Was this a warning? A record of a disaster that had destroyed the Builders' world? Or a prediction of something yet to come? When the patterns were compared to petroglyphs in Namibia, the similarities were undeniable. Tribal elders spoke of the first people, visitors from beyond the sky, who sang to the stones and built machines that could drink the heat of the earth. When the sky turned to fire, they vanished, leaving only silent guardians beneath the ground. Could these myths be echoes of the same civilization? And if so, why do similar legends appear in cultures separated by oceans and millennia? Some say they left because they had to. Others believe they're still here, watching, waiting. The most chilling find came last. A black polished object, no bigger than a man's hand, humming faintly when touched. Inside it, a flicker of moving light. Microscopic analysis revealed an impossible truth. It contained a detailed map of the stars, including constellations that will only align 2,000 years from now. How could a machine buried 2 billion years ago know our future night sky? Maybe because the future is exactly where they came from,